So this unusual little mix of seeds in my hand right here might be the single most important discovery when it comes to gut health that you'll ever hear about. Basically what you do is you chew these within 30 minutes of each meal, you chew them to a liquid, and it can completely change your digestion. Essentially, when you continue to chew after you eat, your body thinks that you're still eating, so it continues to release digestive enzymes. And on top of that, 70% of your digestive enzymes are actually created in your saliva, not in your gut. Most people think digestion, they think gut. But the reality is it starts with your chewing, it starts with your mouth and your saliva. So I want to tell you more about these, exactly how they work in just a second. First, I just want to say who this is for, which is basically anyone who's got acid reflux, if you've got constipation, any sort of gut issues, bloating, just pain in your gut, whether it's occasional and just uncomfortable at times and annoying, or it's debilitating, severe gut issues like the stuff that I've suffered from, which is why before I go into exactly how this stuff works, I want to just tell you first off who I am and my story of how I came to find these and how it's changed my life so much. I'm going to explain exactly what's in my hand, the specific ingredients, how it works, how to use it in just a few minutes, but I want to just tell you my story, introduce myself so that you understand how this came to be and how it can help you. My name is Ian Stanley, and I have had gut issues since I was in high school. And over time, they started to get worse. And when I was maybe 18 and 19, things weren't too bad. I just noticed that I had some sort of gut pain, and most kids my age didn't seem to have that. And so over the years that followed, I basically cut out things like wheat. I noticed certain stuff really seemed to bother me, but I didn't have severe issues. And then over time, things started to get worse and worse to the point where if I even touched something like gluten, I would get violently ill, I would get sick, or I would get brain fog or throw up. And so as that sort of built and got worse, there ended up being one night where I spent 17 hours in the worst pain of my entire life, basically just in and out of the bathroom, cramps, my entire body couldn't function, to the point where I finally called the hospital and they said, you need to come into the ER right now, you can't drive, you need to get here right away. And so I had a friend of mine take me in, and I got diagnosed with a very severe stomach issue. And from there, basically started to just wither away, lose weight. I lost 30 pounds of basically just muscle because I didn't really have much fat to lose at the time. And I was in constant pain. I had zero appetite. I was going to the bathroom 8 or 9 times a day. I was having 8 or 9 bowel movements every day. Just imagine how much of my life was basically spent in a bathroom. And the pain was just debilitating. And the amount of foods I could eat was almost nothing. It got to the point where just to get in enough calories so that I didn't stop just existing, I was drinking olive oil straight from the bottle, just chugging it. People thought I was out of my mind. And it got to the point where there was nothing that was helping. I could barely eat any foods. Finally, I ended up basically stumbling across this very weird mix of seeds and this little powder and leaves that you chew after you eat. And what happened to me was the most remarkable thing that I ever could have imagined. I finally started to get my appetite back. And if you've ever suffered from really bad gut issues, you know that you even want to eat, but the thought of eating makes you feel sick. And I finally started to be able to eat more foods. I wasn't in pain all the time. I had my first solid bowel movement in literally maybe a year, which is insane to think how long that is to not have a single solid bowel movement, to the point where it was like an emotional experience for me because it had been so bad for so long. And basically by chewing these seeds after every meal, pretty much all of my issues just disappeared. However, there was an issue. So basically the company that was making these seeds would continue to run out, or they'd have issues getting them to me. And so I actually ordered a 6-month supply. It was making I was just like, send me 6 months worth of this stuff, please. And it got stuck at customs. And over the course of 3 weeks, I didn't have it at all. And I basically had all of my symptoms come back. I remember because I was on a trip to Dallas and I was out to dinner and I'm in the bathroom. And then we go to a bar after, I'm in the bathroom. I wake up, I'm in the bathroom. It was just constant pain. And I, at this point, couldn't live without these seeds, without this chewable mix. And so I talked to the person who owned this company and I was just like, how do I make this work? How do I get this for myself so that I'm not in pain? And so I ordered 3 years worth this time. She sent me 3 years worth of this stuff, and it completely, again, continued to change my life, and I felt significantly better. So what I realized though is that in order to really get this for myself, I know this is kind of a weird story of how you would end up with this supplement and for me to be the person selling it, but it got to the point where I was in pain so much and that I couldn't live without this thing, that I knew the only way to guarantee that I could actually take this every day was to make it myself, to manufacture it, to be the owner of the company so that I never ran out. Because the other sad thing is I have this 3-year supply and I can't share it with my family or my friends or other people I know who have gut issues, which is 70% of Americans have gut problems. And I can't share it with my friends because if I run out, I'm screwed. So basically what I did is I ended up ordering 500 units of this stuff. It's called Choose Gut Health, which actually I'll just show you right here. Here it is. And I'll talk to you more about the specifics of it in a second. But essentially I ordered 500 units because I was like, I need to make sure that I always have this. So I'm gonna sell it, I'm gonna help other people with these issues because I know how bad it can be. Whether it's just the occasional annoyance of a food giving you an upset stomach, or the point where I was at where you will try anything. And so this product is actually handpicked in the Himalayas on a mountain that is only accessible by foot. And so, as you can imagine, it's not that easy to get, and it's a pretty intricate process to create it. And we've even tried actually growing it in other places in order to reduce costs so that we could pass those savings on to you. And the crazy thing is these ingredients grow in those other places, but it stops working. So that leads us to believe that the soil is so pure in this environment that that's what allows us to create the absolute best product possible. And as you can probably imagine, it's quite difficult to make this. It costs quite a lot of money. And so we've got 500 units in stock. I actually had to send 48 units to someone in need. So there's 450 units in stock as of right now, which means if you want to try this, please act fast because I have no guarantee that they'll be in stock for very long. And unfortunately, due to the current process, it's taking months to get more ordered in. We're trying to improve this. We're going to do our best to make this much faster so that we don't run out. But as of right now, you definitely want to order fast because I don't know when we'll get more in. Now, I want to talk to you quickly, I promise, about something that's a little bit odd to talk about, which is farting and burping. I know people don't like to talk about it. It's, inappropriate, it's juvenile, whatever, but the problem is it's a problem. Okay, if you are farting or burping on a regular basis, that's not normal. I know it's been normalized in our culture, but the reality is that means something's wrong. It means that the foods you're eating are not working well in your stomach. It means you're not digesting them properly. Look, from time to time to burp, especially if you have like fizzy stuff, sparkling water, whatever it is, okay. But if you're farting, if you're burping regularly, that means something's wrong and you need to fix it, and you need to make sure that you're taking things that are actually going to help improve your digestion in the long term so that you can eat foods without having that type of a reaction. And believe me, when it comes to, farting and burping, I 100% thought it was normal. My friends didn't like it very much when I was younger, and it used to happen to me all the time. But until I fixed my gut, I didn't realize that that's actually a sign of a problem. And it wasn't until I started using the Choose every single day after every single meal that went away. And it's very, very rare for me these days to have either of those reactions to any sort of food or anything that I do, which is amazing considering I spent, the whole first part of my life essentially just constantly having to deal with that. Look, I know what it's like to suffer from gut issues, whether it's the more occasional, not so terrible things like acid reflux and indigestion and upset stomach, things like that, or it's the debilitating, all-consuming pain that just takes over your entire day and your entire life, where you just live afraid of what every food might do to you and what's going to happen. And when you get to that point, you will try anything. I have done some very weird stuff in order to try and get rid of my gut issues. And until I found Choose, the gut health supplement, the chewable thing that I've been talking about this whole time, nothing really worked. It's the first thing that changed things for me, which is why we have a no questions asked, money back guarantee. I don't want there to be any reason for you not to try this. If you chew it after every meal, it can change your life. So I don't want you to have any reasons not to test it out. If you have any questions about it, or if it's, if there's anything at all that you want us to talk to you about, just email support@chooseguthealth.com and we will take care of you. I promise you that. Now, for the moment you've been waiting for, and the moment I've been waiting for to show you this, is exactly how does this work? How do you use it? And what is in it? What are these 9 ingredients? And that's why I want to pour some back into my hand for you here and just explain first off how to use this. All right, it's incredibly simple. All you do is you pour some into your hand or into a tablespoon, teaspoon, whatever it is. Half a teaspoon is a serving. And then you basically put this in your mouth and you chew, and you're going to chew much longer than you think you're supposed to. So we recommend a minimum of 40 chews, if you want to count to 40. However, what I will say is the longer you chew, the better the results you're going to get. So you want to chew it till literally, so you see what's in here, these leaves, there's this powder, there's these different seeds and stuff, which again I'll explain in just a second. You will literally have it turn into a liquid in your mouth, and then you're going to swallow, and it's going to coat your gut lining and help improve your digestion in a remarkable way. I'm going to explain to you the benefits of each one of these ingredients and how they work. And on top of that, this is kind of a cool side benefit, is it actually freshens your breath. So after a meal, you chew it, and then it actually freshens your breath so that it doesn't smell like whatever it is you've just eaten, which is a nice little side benefit from doing this. So now what I want to do is I want to break down each one of these little things and tell you what they are, how they work, and why it's so powerful. So what is actually in Choose Gut Health, and what are the benefits of each of these individual ingredients? So the first one is pure Palmyra flower blossom nectar. The nectar of the Palmyra palm tree is low GI, it's exceptionally rich in vitamins and minerals, including vitamin B12, or vitamin as you say in America. It's used in Ayurvedic medicine and cookery, and it activates digestive enzymes and helps to repair your stomach lining. The next ingredient is sweet fennel seeds, which is a traditional aid to healthy digestion in many cultures. Fennel has been shown in clinical trials to reduce gut spasm in infants with colic. Flax seeds. Clinical trials have suggested flaxseed may be helpful in treating constipation and other digestive disorders. White sesame seeds. These are high in calcium and other essential minerals. Sesame oils have been shown in clinical trials to support liver functioning. Unshelled coriander seeds. Whole coriander seed is high in calcium and is used in India as a traditional breath freshener. Ajwain seeds. Also known as a carom seed, ajwain is widely used in Ayurvedic remedies. It contains thymol, which is a natural antiseptic. Hari paddy, an Indian bitter leaf traditionally used as an ingredient in pan after dinner digestive chews. Licorice, shown in trials to support the creation of digestion enzymes and stomach mucus, helping to protect the stomach lining from corrosion by digestive acids. Wild mint leaves. Peppermint tea is a traditional after-dinner digestive in many countries. Trials suggest it may even be helpful in treating IBS. The benefits of Choose Gut Health are twofold. You aid in digestion in the short term, and you rebuild overall gut health in the long term. So how does Choose actually work? We've crafted a specially selected blend of herbs, seeds, powder, and leaves to create a delicious yet powerfully effective natural digestive aid. It's the only natural remedy that works to retrain the digestive system to break down food properly. The ingredients within this specially formulated blend have been used for thousands of years worldwide for their powerful digestive properties. Together they work in 5 key ways. 1. Promotes healthy chewing habits. 70% of our digestive enzymes are created in our saliva, and they become more powerful the longer we chew our food. Failure to chew properly can contribute to a number of digestive difficulties. However, chewing chews after meals promotes a long-term behavioral change of healthy mastication or chewing habits. Number 2, it strengthens and tones the digestive system. The essential oils released within the herbs and seeds, when chewed, have a stimulating effect on the gut wall lining, helping to fully break down our meals. Over time, this can actually help to strengthen the digestive system and get the entire mechanism working smoothly together. Number 3, it helps to maintain natural restoration of stomach and colon lining. Chews actually has an alkalizing effect in the body, which often promotes healthy cell renewal and repair in the gut. 4, it helps to repopulate the gut with beneficial flora. A healthy digestive system produces all the necessary pro and prebiotics needed to break down our food. 5, it cleanses and detoxes the body. We believe that chews can aid in the detoxification of your major organs, helping you to better absorb vital nutrients from food and supplements. So no matter what it is that you're dealing with right now, chews can help you eat the foods that you've had to avoid in the past. Go out and eat food without having to worry about the consequences of the problems of what's going to happen. And it's actually been shown that fast chewers are more likely to be overweight or obese. And by using chews, you'll actually be retraining your habits and your way of chewing so that you chew slower, break down your food better, and could even potentially help you to lose weight. So at this point, you may be wondering, what does a canister, I call it a canister because I think that's the best name for this, what does a canister of chews actually cost? Now, as you might imagine from everything you've already heard, the fact that it's picked on a mountain in the Himalayas that's only accessible by foot, the fact that there's 9 different important ingredients that go into this, the fact that it's all organic and uses the most high quality manufacturing processes, this is not cheap to produce. It's actually very expensive. A lot of the supplements out there, by the way, are just pills that have fillers and rice bran and all sorts of crap in them, which also doesn't break down as well. One of the biggest benefits, obviously, as we've talked about, of chews is the chewing process. So the reality is I could easily charge $100 per canister of this. However, because we've been able to work with our manufacturer to drive down the price at least a little bit, I'm not going to have to charge that today. And frankly, I'll be honest with you, I would pay that over and over again because it's changed my life so much. The reality is that's not a reasonable price for most people. So if you look below on this page, there should be a button somewhere that will allow you to get chews sent to you right now at a price that is definitely less than $100 per canister. And please, I urge you that if you have any sort of gut issues, seriously, please give this a try. I say that not as the person who is selling this to you, but as a person who has suffered so much from gut issues that it is worth a try. If it doesn't work, let us know. We will refund your money. I know what it's like. It sucks. It is a horribly painful experience, and it's not something that you have to suffer from for the rest of your life. So please, at least give this a shot and see how well it works for you. I promise you, if you follow through, if you chew it after each meal, something remarkable can happen for you, just like it did for me, and that's happened for thousands of other people who've used this as well. So just hit that button below, get yours now before it runs out, because as I've said, it's very realistic that we might run out honestly within any minute, any hour, any day because of our manufacturing process right now. So if you're on this page, that means there's something available. If we run out, it'll say sold out, or the page will just disappear for a little bit. So if you hear there's at least one in stock, please claim it right now.